Right, folks, normally this would go on Blue Van Man 2.0, but I've been advised to put pretty much everything on to Blue Van Man channel. So this is something, folks, where you either watch this or you don't. It's like everything on my video. It's like everything on my channels. You either watch them or you don't. I don't expect people to watch my beer reviews if they don't like beer. I don't expect people to watch my McDonald's reviews if they don't like McDonald's. It's, you know, my channel is completely open. It's completely your choice. I don't do the like and subscribe thing because it's completely up to you. This is just me having a bit of fun. Now, on Blue Van Man 2.0, I used to do a newspaper review. And people keep saying to me, when's the newspaper review coming back? So, June's gone work, kids at college. You've probably seen me rant about the traffic. So I'm on my own. I'm waiting for a new telly to be delivered. And this is it. They're going to text me when it's coming, so I've got a bit of time. The only other thing is I've got something turning up from Amazon, and that might turn up. So there you go. So what it is, folks, I normally do the Daily Star. I do the Daily Star because it's quick and easy. You can just prat through it, can't you? A very sad day there for transit van drivers. We've got some numpty who decided to take it through the river. But I will read that as I get to it. So it's Thursday, October the 3rd, and I'm going to go through this. I've got half an hour to do this. I don't like to go over half an hour, and I've wasted 1 minute 50 seconds already. I nearly quit Corrie over my slap head. Corrie star Jack P. Shepherd has told how his mental health suffered, and he considered quitting as the streets David Platt as he began to lose his hair 2 years ago. I lost my hair when I was in my 20s. It started to go thin on the top. I never thought I'd actually go bald because my dad's got quite a lot of hair. He looks like Hulk Hogan. So I never really thought it would bother me. But it didn't bother me, to be fair. I never thought it would fall out, that's what I'm saying. But it did, and it didn't bother me. I didn't really, it was just one of them things. It happens, right? Do not call me Jack P. Slaphead. I think of playing on words there. There's Jack. What the hell? Why do they keep putting this shit in your paper? I don't want it. If I wanted to do that, I'd go on the internet and I'd look it up. I don't need them putting waste paper in my paper. There's Jack before his hair was replaced with that. And do you know what? He says it right. Let's have a look. Corrie star Jack P. Shepherd says going bald nearly made him consider quitting acting profession. The 31-year-old showed pictures of his hair before and after. This is the first time I've compared pictures to what I used to look like. I decided it was going to get done as it was affecting my mental health to the point I would consider giving up acting and not being in the public eye. I remember seeing myself on screen thinking, oh my God, it's really falling out. My hair is 1,000% better. It's lovely to hear the positive comments. Right. Going bald is what happens, right? You get people who do those stupid comos, the Bobby Charlton thing, right? I don't understand it. It's easy for me to say because I don't let things affect me. I can understand how some people losing the hair affects people. It affects them and all that kind of thing. I don't know. It's what I'm trying to say is that I have gone bald. I have got my little bit there. I am completely bald, right? But what should happen is, with him doing this, he's actually helped. He's made more people who are going bald ashamed to go bald. He's made them, you know, it's this thing where you look on Instagram or you look on Pinterest and you look in the magazines and they've got this perfect style of what a man should look like and all that kind of thing. And it's complete bollocks. you shouldn't be ashamed of your hair falling out and needing to go and have a transplant. You should just be yourself. Just be yourself. What now, Jack? You might watch this, you might not. I'm not having a go at you, mate, really, right? But what I'm trying to do is help other people. I can't stick it when my hair grows after a fortnight all around here and I look like Sid James, right? Because it emphasises the way you look, right? It makes it look worse that you've got no hair on the top of your head. Excuse me, just had some beef spread on toast. But what also doesn't help, Jack, right, is when people do this, right? You go in bald, but the rest of your hair looks a complete mess, right? What you might have done, you might have shaved that off or combed it. That kind of thing. Do what I do. If you do watch this and you are going bald, right, just shave the fucker off. Shave it off. That's it. Don't hide it. Don't disguise it. Yes, I may look like I'm a skinhead from bloody 1978 or whatever, but I'm not, right? I know I look like some kind of right-wing thug, but I can't help my hair falling out. I can't help being 6'6", and I can't help being bloody big framed, right? That's the way it is. But it's like the Wayne Rooney thing. Just shave your hair off. Just be who you are. Don't, just by going bald, don't have your hair like that. Do something about it, because that looks worse. In my opinion, that's what I'm just trying to say to people who else. Right, let's crack on with this. Boris Johnson's vowed to deliver Brexit as he revealed his backing of his mum. Well, that's a fucking great help, isn't it? The Brexit thing, people ask me about Brexit, right? Now, the Brexit thing, it was put to the public and the result was leave. It doesn't matter what the other ones you want to start throw in and say, what about this? And did we ask for this? And did we ask for that? And blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. The result was, there was two questions. Do you want to stop in? No, there was one question. Do you want to stop in or do you want to leave? Right? And the outcome was leave. I don't care that 17.4 million voted yes and 17 million said no, and then there was a massive people didn't vote. That's their fucking problem that they didn't vote. Tough, right? The ones who could be asked to get out of bed and vote that day, it's theirs. So, if you do not leave now, any other vote in the future, come little bloody elections, local elections, to another general election, don't mean anything if this doesn't happen, right? The idea is now, the country spoke, they told you, and it's up to the politicians to take the fingers out their arses, stop patting each other on the back and get the job done. That's it. Gary Lineker, he's fears of being replaced by a robot for Match of the Day. Well, fuck you, Gary, because you've had 1.75 million out of us every year. You're a multi-millionaire. You go on bloody thing here. You do adverts for Walker's Chris. It doesn't really matter if you don't work again, does it, mate? To be honest, I know you're a Leicester lad and all that, but just does my head in. Emmerdale star Danny Miller has branded anyone who's a fan of controversial Katie Hopkins as a ball bag. The actor who plays Aaron Dingle is astonished the right-wing commentator has 1 million Twitterers. Right, well, what's happened there is, Danny, is that most of the people who actually follow Katie Hopkins follow her because they probably want to have an argument with her and that. She hasn't actually got 1 million people who agree with every word that she says. I go onto other sites to not confront, but to discuss their political beliefs. That's what they've done. Right, Peter Kay, I found out today that he's going to, he went on Twitter the other day and the announcement of a special Phoenix Nights being screened. Why not come down to the Phoenix Club one last time to see Brian Potter, Jerry the Saint, Sinclair, Les, Alanos, Max and Paddy and all the gang. Why not go a step further and dress up as your favourite character? Hopefully Peter Kay is coming back. I've heard on the grapevine, don't get me wrong, I'm not a bloody celebrity who's got fingers in pies and that now, but I have heard some lines that there is something wrong and it's not for me to say or anything like that. Somebody said something on my live the other night. So I don't know, but hopefully Peter Kay will be back, and because he's a very, very talented man. He has certainly made me laugh. I do use some of his material now and again, and sometimes when I'm actually out there, I can, in the world, complain about stuff. I can actually hear him saying it, kind of thing, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Garlic bread. Anyway, Wham star Andrew Ridgeley says it will be marvellous to turn his new biography into a big screen musical. What's up, Andrew? You're running out of cash? You're running a bit low on money there, dude. 56-year-old singer says the tale of his rise to stardom alongside the late George Michael would make a fantastic film, like Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody. I think you're probably right there, mate. I would like to see that. That would be good. Specials arrest. 6 men were arrested yesterday over the killing of a grandson of the Specials singer Neville Staple. They've been Fidel Glasgow, 21, was stabbed to death near a nightclub in Coventry a year ago. The men aged 20 to 22 were arrested on the suspicion of murder and violent disorder after 2 handed themselves into the West Midlands Police following dawn raids on Tuesday. You know what it is, isn't it? It's a sad situation when it's just drugland killing each other. It's just what the hell is fucking going wrong with the country when people are stabbing each other over drugs and stuff. It's unbelievable. The police and that have got to start coming down more and just doing something about it. You know, these drug dealers and that, and the ones that are doing all the work for them they're just get a fucking job. Contribute to society. This is it. Look, we've got a stupid white van man is stranded in a storm swell weather after blindly following his sat nav. The driver and his passenger and a dog were at risk being swept from before firemen rescued them from the. Let me start again, folks. I'm trying to rush here because I'm down to about the last 15 minutes or so. Fire station, right. The driver, his passenger and a dog were at risk of being swept away before firemen rescued them in Ripon, North Yorkshire. How stupid can you be that you have to drive your van into a river because the sat-nav said so? I would have thought you probably didn't understand the sat-nav in the first place anyway, and unbelievable. Holly Willoughby and and Philip Schofield will each pocket £150,000 extra as ITV bosses shake up the daytime schedule. Bosses have agreed a plan to extend the length of the programme from January rather than replace the. I knew that was coming. I knew they weren't going to replace Kyle. So you're going to have more of them pair fanning around and just acting like a pair of pricks. They do my head in, to be fair. I don't know. I can't understand how people can watch such shit in the morning. And especially, right, insiders say £300,000 a year has been allocated to cover Phil and Holly starting half an hour earlier. Really? Really? You can't tell me, right, that they can't think of something where they can put somebody on in the morning at 9:30 till 10, right, to entertain the public sitting at home who are either retired or who haven't got a job, or mothers and that, right? There's got to be something on, or somebody who could do that job for £150,000 a year. Well, £300,000 a year. I'd do it for £150,000. I could think of something up. I could sit here and do newspaper reviews and talk articles and stuff like that. That'd be absolutely brilliant. I could do BVA Way, or BVA is the world according to BVM. BVA? Who the bloody hell's BVA? Is that glue? Right, we've got footballer Christian Eriksen as rubbish rumours teammate Jan Vertonghen slept with his girlfriend. I can't be doing none of that shite, to be fair. Phil Collins, he's in a wheelchair. He's fell off his chair or something while playing the drums. Jeremy Clarkson and the Grand Tour pals have lost a fortune on their petrol head website but hope the taxman can give them a jump start. Fuck off, Clarkson. Right, so you've made a bad idea. You've put money into something, right? However, it's struggled since being launched 3 years ago and lost nearly £18 million, including more than £5 million last year. So you fucked up and you want us to bail you out. How's about fuck off, Clarkson? I am a massive fan of Clarkson. I do like him. I don't agree with everything he says, like this one here, but I do like his no-nonsense attitude. He'll say what he thinks and I like it. But they're hoping that bosses hope they will be receiving a £750,000 in development and research tax credited by the end of the year, followed by another £500,000. No, fuck off. You're absolutely loaded, and you've done a fucking stupid thing by doing a Drive Tribe website that you can just look on YouTube and see anybody doing what you're doing anyway. It's nothing new, Clarkson, and you're expecting us to bail you out of shit. Well, I'm sorry. Fuck off. I do apologise for the swearing. This is why I used to put this thing on the on Blue Van Man 2.0. But I'll try and knock the swearing on the head. I apologise. Half of us believe reliably broadband take priority over apartments. Right. Brummy men are the biggest love cheats in Britain, with 1 in 6 betting another woman at their own stag do. I'm going to do that. Right, let's just quick go. Oh, Peter Sessions has died. He was good, he were. I liked him as a newsreader. I thought he was quite good. He was born in Liverpool, apparently. There you go. Frost and 60-mile-an-hour winds are forecasted as the last of Hurricane Lorenzo. Wasn't he a wrestler? I don't know. The Met Office warned of 2 days of transport trouble and power cuts in Northern Ireland, South West England and Wales. It comes as figures show UK rainfall was 27% above average for September. Right, we're not bothered about Wired. Here we go now. Thomas Cook workers left jobless by the travel industry have been told to use food banks to survive. Former staff revealed their dire financial hardship after going a month without wages. Many are on the verge of losing their homes. Yesterday, ex-colleagues marched on Downing Street to demand a government payout. Dressed in their uniform, they delivered a petition calling on Boris Johnson to launch a full inquiry into the firm's crash. I think, right, just to get in here, right, when you get made redundant, you get made redundant, and that's it. You get that set thing. If I got made redundant today, I would get so many weeks pay for the amount of years I've been there, plus I think I get a bit because I'm over 50. That's it. Thomas Cook went bust. And you get all my sympathy, people who have been made redundant. But why should you get more than anybody else? What should have happened, though, is the government should have stepped in months and months ago and sorted it out. That should never have got that far. Jeremy Corbyn, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn met the staff and backed their calls for action because he's basically gagging for votes, because he's even behind the Lib Dems again in the polls, so he's just doing anything that he could. If somebody went up to say to Jezza and say, Jezza, show us your cock, I'll let you vote, I'll vote for you, he would do it, because he is that desperate, that man. When you get made redundant, that is, heartbroken. Thomas Cook staff say they've been hard to dry and made redundant. But, well, yeah, that's what it is. Redundancy, you do get left hanging out to dry. A British teenager on trial for allegedly lying about being gang raped by 12 Israeli youths in Cyprus was in court yesterday. The 19-year-old lawyer read a statement saying the gang boasted about wanting to rape her before the attack. I don't know about this, but it is, I hope, oh God, this is, the women that lie about rape cases make it difficult for other women to go to be prosecuted, to, you know, tell the police that they have been raped. It's, you know, it's ridiculous that if you need to go and lie about something like that, if she has lied, you know, and if these men or youths have done this, I would personally go around and kick them straight in the nuts and then follow up with a cricket bat. You know, she's suffering PTSD. Do you know what? I don't trust foreign police as it is anyway. They're probably looking after their own. They're probably saying if she says this, it's a racial slur or something like that. It's such a... Oh, what a fucking mess. Sorry, I've swore again. Didn't mean to. Right, what have we got? 10 minutes. Right, let's whiz through this. There's a picture of two fishermen here. There. And there's a bloody great bear! Look at that! There's a bear behind. You've got a bear behind. Donald Trump wants to dig a moat to stop Mexicans illegally crossing the border, he's claimed. Well, they just get a boat. Fuck me, they're coming over the channel on a boat, Donald. What the bloody hell's a little moat going to do? Fuck's sake, mate. Think about it. Right. Let's go. A bacon-loving cyclist reckons he's in great shape after scoffing a nearly 11,000 bacon sarnies. Oh, fair play to you. Has welcomed the breakfast rule at welcoming news. You can rule out a link to cancer through eating bacon sarnies. I've never been worried about eating. I think cancer's a terrible, terrible disease. It's happened in our family. And I think it's just one of those things. The mother-in-law, she smoked something like... She smoked from the age of 14 and she was like 75 or 76 when she died. And she was okay. Cancer didn't get her smoking or anything like that. But, you know, it's just one of them things. You can... It's just... There's a day with your name on it. And that's it. Right, let's keep going. Not illegal. Come on, a swindle more than £34,000 in benefits offered to sell his record collection to help pay it back. Well fucking done you. Oh, someone again. Well done you. Alistair Duff pretending to be unemployed despite working full-time for a government agency. What? Well, don't just offer it. Just take it off him. Just take it off him. I'm fed up with us being soft. I'll pay it back at £10 a month at 5 million years. It doesn't matter. Just take it off him. Take his house off him. Do anything. Just stop people from doing it. The Joker. I tell you what, that looks like it's going to be a good film, don't it? It's a shame about Heath Ledger. I thought Heath Ledger was absolutely brilliant. All right, well, we've got 8 minutes, 7 minutes. Let me whiz through this. Right, let's have a quick look at Just Jane. Now, me and June have had an idea. When I do this thing, I do the 2.0. I used to go through Just Jane, the problem page, and people quite liked my answers that I were giving. And me and June was actually thinking of doing a problem video. So if you've got a problem in your life, because of my 35k debt video and the grief one we did, people have been asking us for more. What would you do, kind of thing. So. What do you think to that? Do you want me and June to do a problem page or whatever? Right, if you're a big day mistake, I mistakenly pitched up to an ex-colleague's wedding that I wasn't invited to. 5 of my colleagues were going for the whole day, so I assumed that my card had got lost in the post. My boyfriend and I attended the church in our best gear, only to realise when we looked for our allocated seats on the table plan and realised we weren't listed. There wasn't enough food for us, and we had to sit on sparing seats at the back of the venue. It was excruciatingly embarrassing. I'm told that the bride is furious. She accused me of ruining her whole day. Well, you fucking idiot, then, ain't you? What kind of thing do you do that? You don't just do that. No. My girlfriend says we are over because she's gay. She gushes. She has fallen madly in love with a woman at work. Apparently they are now inseparable and she's even having such amazing sex. I don't buy it. We've been together for 4 years and she's the most bloke-obsessed woman I know. She can barely watch the news without rattling the male presentation. Well, she's probably been hiding it, mate. She's probably been hiding it. The thing is, if that's how she is, that's how she is. There's no point in sitting there crying about it, mate. You've got to move on because she's obviously made a decision. And that's it. It's before me, she was the only woman in a 6 bloke house and boasted about sleeping with every one of them. She's probably had too much of it then. She's probably got fed up of it, thinking you're all rubbish. You've got to take it, mate. Just split up. Try and split up nicely and leave it at that. There you go. And go and find yourself a lady who wants you. My boyfriend has a baffling relationship with 3 female old school mates. One is quite friendly, the second tolerates me, but it's the third, whom I've never met, who worries me the most. I fear that she occasionally sleeps with her. He occasionally sleeps with her when her husband goes away, even though she has a child. All this is an exceptionally tight bond. He loves me. I tell you what, right? I think you've got a right to be suspicious, but she actually might have confided in him something that she can't confide in with anybody else. I don't know. It's one of them things, isn't it? She might have told him something terrible's happened in her life, and he was there to support her, and you never know. My girlfriend is in a real terrible state. We're currently decorating our first flat and argue about everything. Oh, no, sorry. My girlfriend has real terrible taste. We're currently decorating our first flat and argue about everything. She likes dark colours and fussy furnishings. I prefer clean and simple things. The simple lines. She paints the kitchen and bathroom, which look hideous. She's now threatening to start in the front room without me. I'm already too embarrassed to invite people over. How do I rein her in? I think what you should do is sit down and discuss the actual plans for the living room together. Go through the brochures, go through the magazines, look on Pinterest, look on Instagram, see what people do, see what the things is, and then you have to work together. If you don't get this sorted now, mate, you haven't got a future with her. That's how I see that. Right, let's just have a quick whiz through. Yeah, it's just Man United still in a mess, isn't they? Hey, they're in a mess. I just still don't think Ollie's the man for the job. It's one of them things. Man United fans, I don't hate Man United and all that kind of thing, but I just don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's the man for the job. I know people are saying, "Oh, give him time" and that, but I just don't think he's got it in him to bring the football team together. What they should have done is, after he kept United up and did that nice little run for them and stabilised them, they should have just said, "Thank you, Ollie, but that's it, you're gone, mate," because there is nothing there left for you now. So here we go, folks, and that's it. I'm leaving that one there. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know if you like my newspaper review on this channel. I just think it's somewhat different. I like to try and keep the channel different. You've got to try and reinvent yourself now and again on here, and it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let me know what you think and we'll go from there. All right, folks, laters.